Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to some more Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. So last time we actually beat Hazard 5 twice. Well, okay, no, we didn't beat it this time. I'll admit that fully. We got close enough. So, complete the dive, strong arm driller, and 4 electrical weapons. If I want to go for electrical, I'm probably going to have to go engineer. Do I want to do engineer, though? You know, not really. We haven't done heavy gunner yet. So let's give that a shot. We start with the thunderstorm autocannon. And that's a pretty good start. It's, you know, I do have my dissatisfactions with how it works, specifically the fact that it picks a direction, fires in that direction, even if there's nobody there, which is a bit of an issue. However, it is immensely powerful, and if I can actually get it to, if I can really get its fire rate up, or reduce its accuracy a bunch, with the final upgrade, both of those turn it from kind of a stinker into an actually really good gun. Let's just go for the paint job. The one question I have is, come on, fire. The one question I have with this gun, or this gun, this build, is do I have enough heavy weapons to actually work? Okay, that hurt a bit. But not as much. Yeah, here's the problem. This is a heavy weapon. This is a heavy weapon. I almost feel like I need to try this again on a lower difficulty level. Because we also have the shard diffractor. And I believe maybe the plasma one? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's do exactly that. We've got 2 weapons to max out. So we're going to do this run twice. One on comically easy mode. Sure, Hazard 3. Heavy gunner. I'm gonna do this again. I know I normally don't throw runs, but half the weapons I want to use literally are not, like, do not have their overclocks available. And that seems like a terrible idea. So I'm just gonna get them up. Okay, let's go for the 30% pickup radius. Even though that gun upgrade actually probably would have been good too. I don't know. There's only... I don't want to say there's only so much I can do. They only do 8 damage to me. Oh, this is dangerous. I mean, it's not actually. I'm kind of in a nice spot. The problem with me going on a lower difficulty is that I learn bad habits from it. So if I went from this to Hazard 5, I'd be in trouble. Which is usually why my plan's going to be attempt Hazard 5. If I do well, then I do it again. If I don't do well, then I drop a difficulty level just so I can have a run that feels good. The last thing I ever want to do is a video that feels like it was wasted. Oh no, they did a smidge of damage to me. Whatever will I do? Let's get this fire rate up. Yeah, so we want to get the shard diffractor up. We want to get the cold cannon up. I thought there was a plasma beam that I had too, but maybe that's not a heavy weapon. It certainly looks heavy. Okay. Oh no, breach cutter. But we've already maxed it out. Weird. Weird. Well. Oh no, yeah, of course we already maxed it out. It was like a long time ago. Let's see. Extra fire rate. Extra reload speed would be nice. I don't know. I'm cooling a little bit to reload speed. It's certainly helpful, especially with stuff like with the breach cutter, because it effectively determines its fire rate. I think that's the main thing, is that I need to focus on a couple of builds that work specifically for either fire rate or... Really? Wow, they only do 21 damage! Oh, that's magic. Let's see. Damage and reload or more piercing? I need to do some runs where I specifically only pick weapons that benefit from, like, a handful of stats. So for this, for example, reload speed on all heavy weapons, that's really good. But I was thinking about this yesterday, or for yesterday's run. The idea that my electro boomerangs, the electro shock sweeper, whatever their name is, that they were so bad. And I was actually thinking about this afterwards, like just lying in bed being like, why was the boomerang so bad? And the answer is because it wasn't getting half the upgrades. you know, upgrade since there are so few levels that you can actually gain in this game. 60 is a lot, don't get me wrong, but when you're up against Hazard 5, you need all of those 60 levels to be working for you. A wasted level is essentially a massive setback. And so, oh, have I just found no nitro on this level so far? That's bad. I can actually lose here, just due to the fact that I'm going to be sloppy. And he's already dead. That is impressive. And sucks for me a little bit. Because they were only level 13, leaving level 1. Which, I do need to make sure that I'm not holding myself to the standards of a higher tier run. But that is a little unfortunate on my end. I was hoping to get some more nitro on this round. It's probably locked away over here, but I got distracted. Spawning in the middle of the map and not getting to the edge and doing a roundabout is kind of rough. I think I spent too much time zigzagging back and forth. Okay, do we want reload speed on heavy weapons? I mean, yeah, we're going to be a heavy weapons guy for this entire run. Do I do more than this? Nope, I'm just going to save my gold. We're strong enough that I don't really need to worry about it, and I'd rather save it for like a bigger roll down later once we've picked up a couple of luck upgrades if I can. Maybe. Let's see, what else was I even going to say as part of this? Oh, right, so for the boomerang wasn't getting any of the explosive radius. Or any of the explosive damage. So it actually got precious few upgrades, even though I technically maxed it out. It was only gaining strength from those. Whereas if, you know, if I'm only picking up upgrades like this boosts heavy weapons, and then I only have heavy weapons, that makes all of my heavy weapons better, regardless of what their damage type is. So, Crisper Flamethrower, you know, I like none of these. Cryo Cannon, that was the one I wanted. I haven't even... Oh... Okay, so the Cryo Cannon is just the Flamethrower. Again, I was kind of hoping it would be like the Microwave Beam, to be honest. Because I like that Microwave Beam so much more. Somebody said they got the Microwave Beam early and maxed it out and it was really silly. So I will have to try that myself. I'm a big fan of picking the guns that are normally... So, yeah, here's the problem. These are both beam ranges. I don't actually know what... Oh, this probably determines how far it bounces. I'll go for the range on it. Go for the crit chance. The crit nitro might have been good too, but I still think this is better. Extra lifetime? Yes. Extra lifetime is kind of huge here, because that means the plasma balls are going to be around for so much longer. But yeah, so next time I do a throwable run, we are absolutely not going to be picking anything that doesn't have an explosive component to it. Which unfortunately actually means the lead burster grenade as well. Much as I love that weapon, it doesn't benefit from explosions to my knowledge. It's only kinetic. And projectile. And so I have to be very careful about my tags and what is possible. Because I'm not even sure if there's a whole lot of upgrades keyed for like... heavy weapons right now. I think mainly just because I've never poked around with them, and I mean if there are upgrades keyed for medium weapons, then there should be upgrades for heavy weapons as well. I'm just wondering if we're actually going to get more beam upgrades than heavy weapons. Maybe. Okay, damage and reload speed, fire rate and reload speed. Yeah, we don't need damage that much. Let's just make some holes in there. Set up. There we go. It's kind of weird going back to the earlier difficulty levels, or the lower difficulty levels, because I almost get this kind of weird, intense feeling of I don't belong here. And I know that's kind of like a neither here nor there situation. It's just, it's odd. I thought I'd be locking myself to a lower difficulty level, but meta progression makes such a massive difference in that regard that I don't want to say I have no choice exactly. A big problem here is the boss is about to die. The Thunderhead autocannon very much is going to just make sure of that. I mean, if we can max this weapon out, I'll be satisfied. Oh. It's a convenient little magnet we got there. Oh, wait, that was a frost cannon upgrade. Me and my big greed. Look at all this gold I'm gonna miss out on, too. It sucks. I like it when my levels are a little longer. Okay, we need to actually boogie. Let's see. Corrosive Sludge Pump. No, come on. I'm going to do a roll down for this. I know it's in here. Huh. Okay, that does something different. That was a lot of money to lose, too. Which is a little rough. Alright, whatever. Only goal is to get these two up to maximum. Everything else is just pure cheese. What is that? It's a laser? Oh. See, I was assuming Shard Diffractor, I hadn't read how it works. But I was assuming what it did was it just, oh, there's a blue cap up here I should grab. I was assuming that it just, like, would fire kind of little plasma flechets. Fleches? You know, I have no idea how that's pronounced, frankly. But I thought it was just going to be firing little things. But no, it puts down a little, like, beacon and then points the laser at it. And then bounces off of whatever terrain I put between, myself and that little beacon. Does it aim where my mouse is? Hard to say. Fascinating weapon. I adore it? I think the plasma weaponry in this game it's very much going to open up large sections of it. Let's see. I guess I should probably grab some red sugar while we're here. But yeah, that piercing level is something else. The sad part is I'm gonna have to go back up. Yeah, we don't quite have enough movement speed for all of this. And I don't think we've seen a luck upgrade go by. Yeah, the one problem I have with this, with the Shard Diffractor is... I have a lot of problems. Problem with the Shard Diffractor mostly is going to come down to all of that experience is functionally lost to me. Or at least, it's so far away that it becomes impractical to get. However, maybe that doesn't matter too much. Okay. You know, I don't need the life and life regen. Again, I have no ownership of whether or not I survive this run. Icing on the cake, sure, but... I'm here for other things. Which I guess means the going for the gold is maybe a little bit less helpful. Yeah, look at all that experience. Is just going to be inevitably left behind. Due to this situation. I guess I could kind of ignore it. Again, max level is vaguely 50-something. So maybe it doesn't matter that much. Okay. We can get some goodies out of this. Right before the boss dies. It really doesn't matter to me whether or not I take damage. Because we kind of want to heal here. Okay. Keep getting these up. Because again, as soon as I get these upgrades maxed, I can just, and maybe maybe we did get virtually everything on this level. That'd be nice. Maybe I should stop for a loot bug. But yeah, if I can get both of these maxed out, I think I might just end the run. I don't like throwing runs, but I don't know. It's always a tough question of like, do I throw a run just because I've got what I wanted, or do I see it to the end? You know what? Actually, no. This run's going fast enough. We're just gonna cruise it. And who knows, I might take the rest of the run to get this up to 12. We've got 5 levels to go, and they're going to be slow. I'm really digging that shard diffractor, and it is... I'm going to say, actually right now, least favorite part of this game is unlocking the overclocks. I actually think that was a terrible idea. I think I'd actually rather it be that you start with really boring overclocks. You know, the really basic ones, like the reload speed and the fire rate and damage and clip size. But then you have to unlock the really cool upgrades. Even so much as, like, unlocking the fire upgrade for some guns. Maybe. But yeah, that stinking beam is... I will have to check how this handles... Or... Let's let those go off. What was I going to say? I will have to... Oh, am I in the middle of the map? That sucks. I always try and go to the edge so I can, like, do a circuit around. And it always likes to surprise me by saying, actually, no, you're dead in the middle. Well, no. You're on the low end, you're going top. You're going top and you have to cross the entire level to get there, and you're going to waste a ton of time to do so. Right, I should be collecting these Bulu caps. We have a ton of them. I don't know why I walked past all of them earlier. I think I was just kind of used to the idea of already having enough from the last level. Okay. There's the Bulu caps I need. Still going back to the... I'm getting that, like, distinct feeling of I don't belong here. It's too easy. I think that does come down to an issue with meta progression in a lot of games that... oh, come on! Stop having me go back to this boring place I've already been to before. Oh well. I might just throw the run because I'm being too casual about this. Maybe. There. At least the Thunderhead has now become considerably stronger. Okay. More red sugar, max HP. The plasma beam is probably doing a ton too. So I'll start putting some paint jobs on it. It's probably too late, but if I can see what an Unlocker 2 does in its favor, I'd be a happy camper. Let's see, increase all plasma damage. Now let's go for lifetime for beams. Oh, there goes the boss already. Wow. Run is too strong. The problem is I've got to get 4 more levels for this one. And that might be harder than I'd like it to be. I don't want to have to roll down for this, but I might do so. Okay, let's not greed too hard. Much as I want those levels, I would like to have the opportunity to get this up. If I was like 1 level away and I thought I could roll down to get it, maybe. Let's see, we don't care too much for any of these. Do 1 more. Oh, I can't afford that. Alright, whatever. Add more beams? I'm not actually sure what that does for it. Is it going to have 3 orbs come out? It does. That's a big upgrade, actually. Okay, so now my digging speed is nice and quick, so I should be able to zip. I think one thing is I probably neglected my movement speed here. I think that is part of the reason why I'm having these problems. Huh. Plasma orbs also knock back pretty hard. Sick. I'm still going to say, I think plasma, like, doing some runs that are just full plasma are going to be wild indeed. Okay. I can't roll it down. Need a little bit more gold. There you are. We don't have many levels left, so I kind of need a bunch of gold so I can roll down. So we can guarantee one upgrade. Let's see, one upgrade per level on the cold beam. I will admit, I don't think I'm going to pick the cold beam if I'm given the opportunity. I can see it being good on a flamethrower run. But that's going to be kind of the upper limit on its usefulness. I might not even get a whole lot of levels here. We're already hitting this thing now. Because I could see the ice beam and the flamethrower being kind of a fun combination. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to freeze an enemy solid and then flamethrower them a bunch, but ain't gonna question it. But yeah, just the rotational beams in general don't particularly interest me as an upgrade path, or upgrade path as an upgrade platform. The limited range is dull, and you can't do too much with them, and they're really awkward to aim. Oh, it's the crystal here. Whereas the plasma right now is selling me incredibly well. Let's see. Damage for every bit of gold I have. Sure. Still makes me hope I can at some point start with these weapons. Because I can only imagine what I'd be able to do if I had... if I started with the plasma beam launcher. Or the... I mean, either of them. Shard Diffractor as well. I'm a little curious to see what their update plans are for this game. Because it feels, honestly, kind of close to done to begin with, which is... tough. Because it's one of those where it feels like it actually... Beyond most other Bullet Heavens I think I've ever played, this one has some of the highest potential. It's right up there with Halls of Torment and Death Must Die. And Brotato, though Brotato is, I think, functionally done at this point. Unless the developer really wants to start adding DLC and stuff. I know I scale off of gold, but I need one more level here. If I line it up just perfectly, this beam just creates death fence on the lower side. Unfortunately, I don't think we focused particularly hard on damage, so my auto cannon shreds things. But it is the only one. Which is fine. All I need is one more level, maybe. I mean, I guess it really depends on what that level brings. Freezing him mid-jump is terrifying. Okay, let's see what else we got. Because these things, for example, tend to be a wealth of experience. I just need to be able to kill them. The boss is probably going to be my last ditch. Oh, there he goes. Please bequeath upon me the... Nope, well, whatever. We'll have to leave it for another run. I don't really care. We got the one thing that we were coming for, or we came here for, which was specifically get this weapon its overclocks. Because, yeah, I'm not going to be picking the cold beam anytime soon. Anyway, I think we'll try that again, but with the shard Diffractor. Nope, never mind. I think we might have to do another one of those. Okay, round 2, heavy gunner. Let's unlock some overclocks. I think what we're going to do is... I just woke up, so if I sound weird, it's because it's I'm never a morning person. It's weird to do that in the middle of a video, but hey, here we are. So I think plan is I know we don't throw runs here. However, I think we are going to well, win the run by maxing out that cryo cannon, but especially that big rocket launcher gun. If we can get that, we are in a golden place. And so I'm gonna try and max that gun out. I'm going to no, we've already got 3 Apocablooms. I don't need to go like too far out of my way for them right now. Yeah, we're gonna try and max out the cryo cannon. We're gonna try and max out the heavy rocket launcher, whatever gun, and let's see. And then that'll be good enough for this run. And then we'll start another one where I actually go big gun, and we'll see what happens. Well, big gun, maximum difficulty, and we'll see what happens. Okay, there's the breach cutter. Problem is, I don't want it. I didn't really want the cryo cannon as my first weapon. I was kind of hoping to get that rocket launcher E-weapon, but so be it. Okay. And I'm going to kind of treat this as any other regular run, sort of. Get a little bit of experience off of them. It's not much, but eh. But yeah, if I can max this one out, well, if I can max this one out, we don't have to think about it anymore. I think there will be runs where I do specifically choose it. I know the drop pod's down below. I just wanted to zigzag back. There we go. I might come to regret that decision. I don't know, we'll see. How are we doing resource-wise? Doing kind of fine. I can just take the route down that I'm opening up. Unfortunately, it feels like these lower difficulties are much shorter. And I think that might just be a me thing. But it's one of those where it feels like I never have enough time to explore the whole map. I think so much of that boils down to I'm so used to being incredibly fast that it's actually messing with me. Do I want to go for the fire rate? Sure. I don't actually know if fire rate affects the beam gun. I should have checked that. Okay, boss is up. Let's see. World's smallest gold vein. Then again, I always wonder, like, if you were to find a gold vein of that kind of caliber in real life, would it actually... do you want to just do reload speed for heavy weapons? Yeah. I kind of want to stay away from the Thunderhead autocannon, even if it's really good. I'm curious if there's kind of a snowball effect, where if you've sunk a bunch of points into one gun, you are more likely to get more points for it. Because the last run, we saw nothing for that second, or was it the last run or the previous run? It's not uncommon for us to see 0 upgrades for one of our weapons. Well, that was pretty fortuitous. Okay, and there's the guided rocket system. Okay, that seems like a really fun weapon. Yeah, we've already almost maxed this one out. This one's well on its way. So we might actually be in a good spot here. It feels like I missed a gold vein or two, unfortunately for me. Yeah, the guided rocket system seems like it would be amazing on an explosives run, which is part of the reason why I wanted to pick it. Wow, that was close. Let's see. Oh, there goes all of my dosh. But it's fine. We got pretty much everything I could have possibly wanted. We maxed this gun out. And we got a big luck upgrade. Which kind of sucks, because, like, I like those big luck upgrades on runs where I can actually do something with it. Here it's a little wasteful, just because it's, well, you know, I'm not getting any overclocks. And so inherently the run's going to be less interesting. And so it doesn't feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel as good doing these overclock runs, or these overclock unlock runs, because there's no feeling of like, oh, yay, you know, I've got my gun to level 12, that's a new perk. It's like, nope, I've unlocked the ability to get that perk. I think I'm still going to go back to, I think the overclock unlock system itself is currently bad. I could see it working, but I think it would have to be something to the extent of like I said earlier, you have to unlock the interesting overclocks. You know, still have overclocks to unlock, but only have the, let's see. Only have the overclocks that are, oh, how would I describe it? Well, yeah, like I said earlier, the really boring ones. Let's just go for the reload speed for all heavy weapons. Do a quick swing up here. I should probably watch my health and pick up some red sugar. Like, I'm being overly cavalier about this run in a way that can and will get, like, end this run prematurely. Which I probably shouldn't be. Okay. The problem is there's so much experience. I should probably invest a little bit more into pickup radius, but I'm just trying to max this gun out. Which I guess does make the whole, like, mining... Well, no, mining for nitro is probably worth it within the context of all that. Just get some more red sugar while we're hanging out here. Okay. Do I go for a crit? Yeah, let's go for the crit. And we're actually almost there. Wow. We're getting a lot of magnets. Okay, Elite Smasher's up. And sure, I'll grab the Breach Cutter. I have no specific reason to do so or not. It's mostly just kind of a, eh. Two. And here's my last Bulu cap. I don't think we're going to make it out of this level quite as well as I'd like. Wait. Did this level have like an even lower layer? Oh, I thought I reached the bottom. Okay. Big ups on the cryo beam. It does actually do a very good job of locking bosses down. And really everything down. Bosses, enemies. There it is. We might actually be able to do a mulligan on this one kind of quickly. I only need 5 more levels on this. There's no guarantees that that's going to be what we're... Yeah, there's some gold over there. It's fine. There's no guarantees that we're going to be able to get those 5 upgrades, but I might do a roll down for it, considering I've got so much. Because if I can max that out quickly, we can actually do a more interesting run. 2 more levels. Yeah, I think we've got this here. I am really liking the potential, though. I'm kind of curious about how damage is going to be, or damage upgrades will be handled. But I really like the breach cutter beams. Those just kind of cut through large groups of enemies very easily. The cryo beam is good at locking down enemies that get close to you, which I think is one of the critical issues with the flamethrower. If the flamethrower had a knockback upgrade, I could actually see that being slightly antithetical, but possibly good. Just as a means of keeping enemies away from you. So sure, it might not do as much damage, but it... Or maybe it's one of those that the knockback gets stronger the closer enemies get to you. I can see that working. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough with the flamethrower. I think mostly just because it's kind of an awkward weapon. Having it all be based around beam rotation is a little stinky. Let's just go for the mining speed right now. This did get hairy. You gotta remember, Hazard 3 used to be hard for me. Like, there was a period of time where I wouldn't have dreamed of... Let's see. I would not have dreamed of even taking Hazard 3 casually like this. The meta progression has to be an amount of it. I'm still going to go back to, I think it's those luck upgrades. Like, the base stats are good, don't get me wrong, but I think the luck upgrades are the ones that are specifically making it so I don't need to worry as much. Or, it's making it so I'm getting a lot of really high-end upgrades. I guess, you know what, let's just stand and deliver. We only have, like, one level left. Maybe. If we're lucky. The one problem is we have at least a couple of beam upgrades and they're starting to get the priority. So that's something I'm going to have to worry about. Run like this, I don't want to say there's like a reasonable possibility of me just... Please... Nope. There's a reasonable possibility that, like, the run could get scuffed purely on merit of... There it is. The run could get scuffed purely on merit of... Oh, right. Let's go give... Where's the boss? There you are. Purely on merit of only getting beam upgrades as my, like, neutral upgrade. Because that could mess me up a little bit, just because I'm not only using beams. Because I'd want all of the upgrades to be heavy weapon focused. Maybe. Okay. Well, we've got both of those unlocked, so let's see if we can get this done. Oh, preliminary information here says... That Hurricane guided missile launcher is incredible. Cryo cannon, not so much, though. Well, I think we're going to probably skip the cryo cannon anyway. Let's see. So I guess the only Hazard 5... Well, you know what? Let's do this one. We haven't actually beat... Hazard 5 here. On this location. What was I going to say? Where am I at? Where is my brain? Elsewhere. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for the missile launcher if we can. It seems really good. The homing, but with the AoE, makes it effectively the smart gun, but not trash. I'll take that. The mining speed might have actually been really good, but a massive paint job bonus early, especially for a gun that I don't quite know if I want to rely on it. Makes a lot of sense. Please shoot downwards. There it is. I just wanted to get rid of that Macthera. Guided missile launcher. Let's see. Reload speed of all heavy weapons? Absolutely. Oh, I am curious to see what the overclocks look like on this thing. I still think going for a full explosive build at some point could actually be pretty delicious. The only problem with the guided missile launcher is it doesn't really seem to have a particularly... This is terrifying. I'm not sure if it's a wise idea. It usually means I'm throwing the run. However, this early on means that if I highly prioritize... Let's see, if I highly prioritize movement speed, I think we're good. My big issue is actually going to be... let's go for this one. My big issue is going to be the fact that I'm not picking up experience here. I'm somewhat reliant on the hope that we can get a magnet here. Otherwise I can loop back. Like, much as I want to grab some of these resources, we've already got all of the apocablooms. I might just have to accept it. Let's go for that damage. I'm hoping to get a big luck up here, but we can't all be that lucky. Yeah, the problem is a big slowdown at this stage puts me in kind of a bad spot. Kind of. I think we just have to... Oh! Sorry, I thought that was a... I thought that was a speed upgrade for something else. Okay. Well, we only have one heavy weapon here, and I'll take the corrosive sludge pump. We know that one's good. Okay, snag those. Don't get wrecked. 3 more rockets or damage and reload speed. You know, I'm actually quite curious about the whole 3 more rocket thing, but whatever. Yeah, we didn't get nearly as much out of this level as I was hoping. Level 17 ain't bad, but we are very slow. Yeah, the one immediate problem is, because of its, because of the fact that we are going to be splitting our damage types between corrosive and kinetic and so on and so forth, that's going to cause some problems here. As it's going to mean the corrosive sludge pump is not going to get the upgrades it deserves. I'm hoping to see more, like, heavy weapon focused upgrades. Mostly, I think I kind of want to just max out a bunch of these guns, see what their overclocks look like. We've already done the corrosive launcher, so we know how good it can be. Why are the missiles not missiling close to me? It's part of the reason why I wanted to pick the corrosive sludge pump. Though maybe I would have been happier with the shard diffractor. Okay. Need those boo caps. And I know we have a supply drop. I'll go back for it. My problem is, we've seen a couple of speed upgrades go by, but none of them have been impactful enough for me to be like, yes, this one. And I think maybe that's kind of the trap of the reason why the reason why the pickled nitra is such a trap. It's that, like, I only pick up blue and upwards when it comes to speed upgrades. There it goes. And I think that's a mistake. Do I go for the armor? I'm taking a lot of damage here. The problem is, it just doesn't feel particularly good to me right now. I have a sneaking suspicion I threw the run by picking the pickled nitra so early. Okay, ow. Grab all this. We only need one more Bulu cap. It also has decided that I really don't need any more, oof. Yeah, this one's tough. I think we're hosed. What's still in the way? Is it you? Yep. Yeah, I think we're completely hosed. Let's just accept death graciously with extreme firepower. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that again. No pickled nitro. It was really wanting me to level up the Thunderhead autocannon. Like, half of my upgrades were Thunderhead, which is good, but I don't wanna. Okay, and let's not pick up the sludge pump. I've picked it up too many times, and I think I just don't care for it. Like, it's a good gun, don't get me wrong, but I think it works really well on a completely different build. Especially because I don't get the opportunity to use the shard diffractor very often. Let's see. I guess we've already maxed this out. I'd like to go for some movement speed here. That's a bad sign. It's not my first level up. What was it? Oh, my first level up was a gun upgrade. Okay, that, I mean, yeah. Not that I care for omens or anything of the sort, but it's kind of one of those where it's just like, well... let's see. How would I describe it? The reload speed? No, let's go for the crit chance. I think crit chance is superior to reload speed. Because crit chance actually has a cap. Whereas reload speed is... It's uncapped, but it's not... I don't want to say not particularly powerful. Okay, so I am actually going to roll down here. I hate that. Well, there's the hurricane at the very least. Yeah, losing 15 gold just to be able to get the gun I want is rough. Okay, let's try very hard to max that out. Let's see. Go for the gold scaling. Not that it's particularly good. Let's see. Like I said, it really wants me to get this Thunderhead autocannon up. I don't hate it. Like, it's genuinely an incredibly good gun. It's just, we've picked it so many times. I think that's the problem that I'm having with the inability to pick a starting weapon, is that it feels like I'm being railroaded down certain weapon choices. See? I'm being railroaded down certain weapon choices in a way that I feel is kind of negative for interesting runs. And that if I could choose what I'm starting with, it wouldn't be so bad. But here we get the Hurricane missile launcher, and it more or less decides that I'm only getting Thunderhead upgrades. That was a lot of HP lost there just because I'm being stubborn. Maybe stubborn isn't quite the right word. I think I'm just being cranky. Because there's a build I want, but I'm not going to take the build it's going to give me. Like, how am I supposed to respond to that? You pick it. You obviously do. There's no world in which you would pick 25% damage over 50% fire rate. There it is. All right. And I'm sure we'll get what we need here, but it's like, it's actually kind of excessive. There's the breach cutter. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's really a good solution on any of this. I think I'm just going to be cranky. Okay, so we've pretty much seen everything. I'll have to come back and grab that in a second, but I want to grab the gold first. There we go. I just want to max out some new weapons for once. And games say no. Okay, so I don't have the time to be dallying here. There we go. 7 seconds. At 22 leaving floor 1. Actually pretty good. Magnets help immensely. Okay. Go for that. 3 more rockets. Yeah. Again, like, the heck am I supposed to do about these things? Alright, let's just grab those two and call it good enough, at least for now. Yeah, hopefully they make this change reasonably soon. And it could be one of those where, like, I still think it has to be one of those that you unlock the ability, maybe, to... No, I don't know. I think it's just once you've... Well, here's the thing. What if you only unlock the gun to start with if you get it to level 12? Get rid of the overclock system, just make it so you can't start with a new weapon. You have to unlock the privilege to do so. So rather than having the kind of boring current overclock unlock system where you have to do a bad run with the gun to make it interesting, now you have to do a fine run with the gun to start with it. Because that's so much better. The other one would be like straight up just make it so that oh, there was a little guy in there. Make it so you can't get 2 of the same weapon upgrade. Or, I don't know, only have it so 3 players, or 3 guns are available in the game? Like on a per run basis? Okay. This has been hurting a fair bit. Am I an absolute fool? No, I'm not. Are you kidding me? There it is. I just want to go for the shard diffuser. It was the other cool new gun, and I know it's fun to use, and I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, the problem is I'm already level 27. Chances of us maxing this gun out are slim to none. The chances of us maxing this gun out are very high. Wonder if people have already started, like, taking a crack at modding in this game. The answer is almost assuredly yes. That's just normal. I don't know how viable it is. Yeah, the one problem with this build is it's particularly weak to anything Anything at my feet. Okay, good. Didn't kill a boss yet. That I can very much get the hug of death from a small biter. And there's very little I can do about that. I mean, there is. It's by not being stupid. Okay. Let's grab all of this. Okay, avoid so much of this. Grab, ooh. But like, see what I'm dealing with here? I don't want to pick these upgrades. I don't want the Thunderhead autocannon. It wants me to have the Thunderhead autocannon. And it's weird and insulting. And there's currently no way for me to say, no, I don't actually want this gun. I want to see every other gun in my arsenal maxed out. The Thunderhead can wait its turn for once. Okay, so we've got everything here. Okay. The one problem is I am going to be taking a decent amount of damage. Just trying to pick up all this experience. Unlike the explosive build, which was very focused on just whatever's near me and murking that, this is a build that is very focused on whatever the hell. And so it has really good group clearing potential, don't get me wrong. Okay, let's see. Rocket set the ground on fire. You know, fire isn't really that powerful. Almost killed me, but whatever. Yeah, I think what it is, and what it does, is it prioritizes whatever your highest level weapon. Is my assumption. And so because the Thunderhead autocannon is level 10, it wants me to max it out. It's gotta be my assumption of how this works, kind of. And it's why when you're trying to max out an overclock or just another weapon, it'll still be giving you endless upgrades for like your starter weapon because it's the highest level, and I think it gets extra weight as a result. I could be wrong on this one. There might be some other work at play, like maybe your starting weapon just has more weight than others, or who knows. And I almost kind of wish that there was ways where you could actually manipulate that. I think we're in the... Well, I guess we always kind of start in the middle. Whew, 54 damage. I don't like that. I'm not even sure what hit me there. I mean, it was one of these little guys. Yeah, I might not survive this. The flyers are making a mess out of me. And I don't do enough damage to stop them. I think the one thing that this run particularly suffers from. Super eats the plasma, burning enemies. Kind of tempting. Okay, do we go for the fire rate? Yes. Rip my movement speed, but maybe we can get it back. So now we have triple plasma beams going on. now. Oh, he close. He is close, and he will kill. I just don't want them. I mean, I'll do it because the alternative is bad. I think I do have some issues with the, with, like, status effect damage as well. I currently do exactly one status effect, and it's a secondary. It's attached to the burning zone on where my rockets land, and that's it. Alright, adds a lot more rockets. Okay. Get the rest of these up. I don't think we really cleared this out. Why is this bug so fast? What was that? Look at it go! Why is it so fast? What? I don't think I've ever seen one of those things that fast before. Okay, I'm gonna try and control my rage over the Thunderhead autocannon. I think I'm gonna intentionally, no matter what, leave it at level 1. And see if that works. We might want to consider some kind of weapon that has knockback. You kidding me? Worth it. I'm gonna try and control my growing rage over this Thunderhead autocannon situation, and it's like truly fine. I think it's mostly just all of the interesting guns that I want to play around with over the course of this run are going to be locked behind a level wall. Or yeah, I mean they are locked behind a level wall, but even beyond that, they are there's no way you can max this weapon out, I believe, with how the game is handled leveling wise. Come on, Thunderhead. Okay. Just gonna go hug him. We don't throw runs here, but I'm gonna try and control my growing rage? No, I don't know. It's so interesting that I'm running into this. I think this is a problem with a lot of roguelikes. And this is something that I ran into. I think it's part of the reason why I don't like Binding of Isaac as much anymore, and I'm sure there's plenty of solutions to it. But one of the issues that I ran into with Binding of Isaac by the end was that my pool is so filled with random junk that I didn't want, that I often found myself having an impossible time. I just want to scoot past, thank you. I was having a really hard time getting the runs that I actually wanted to have, or even interesting runs, because I ended up feeling like I was just swimming in range upgrades and minor things. This is gonna hurt getting out of here. And there's not much I can do about that. Why is the supply beacon back up there? Okay. There it is. Shard Diffractor is my first one. You know what? I'm actually super down for that. I really want to do plasma as kind of one of my primary weapons or damage sources. Unfortunately, we only have like 2 plasma guns at the moment, and some other guns that can do plasma, but rarely. Okay, so it's not perfect, and we've had to roll down tremendously. Why? Why would you do this? The troll engine is in full force right now, and I think it's messing me up a little bit. Because this is the absolute worst spot. A dead end in the middle of a level in a spot that I've already been to. Let's see. In an area that is at least 50% rock, give or take. And that's where it chose to land of all places. I get that it's full RNG. I'm sure it just picks a direction and says it goes here. But I kind of wish the supply drop would actively encourage you. Actively encourage you to explore new places. Rather than drop somewhere where you've been recently. I know it's just part of the game, and I shouldn't be too cranky about this stuff, but it's just like, I don't know. Some of these things, after a while, become, this is what I wish the meta progression was for. Where those, like, weird overclocks, like, hey, instead of having the supply drop go down randomly, it goes down wherever you want it to. Or, it only drops in places that you haven't been to yet. Or, you know, weird stuff like that. Like, I like the stats an amount. Just because you really can feel the difference in runs. 3, there it is. Snag all that experience. I think we've actually seen a decent amount of this level. I'm noticing the shard diffractor might not do as much damage as I'd like it to. But I think part of it is also we are kind of anemic on major upgrades at the moment. Yeah, we've only upgraded the shard diffractor to level 4. I'm level 12 and I don't have a single overclock yet, which is usually bad. It does a good job of chipping them down, but that's it. Roth it. Okay. Now things should be a little bit better. Still hoping for an overclock. Corrosive sludge pump, cryo cannon. I'm gonna go for the cryo cannon. I think we're gonna need that more than the sludge pump. Which means this might be a beam build in the end. Okay. I was hoping for another super generous magnet here. But I don't think we're going to get it. Okay. Slows enemies. Extra lifetime, reload speed. I'd rather do reload speed than anything else. I want these guns to be firing full tilt constantly. Wait, is the shard diffractor just... Does it just have a near instant reload speed to begin with? It does. Huh. Keeping that in mind. Okay. I think we've seen everything on the level. Had to waste some stuff to get here, but so be it. And yeah, we definitely want as much beam length as I possibly can get. No, you know what? I'm going to go for the movement speed. If we've already got a silly amount of... I think I've got pretty good pickup radius to begin with. If we've already got a silly amount of movement speed, do we go for the Hurricane Guided Missile Launcher? There it is. That was 45 gold right there. Yeah, we've tried the Hurricane Missile Launcher. We know it's good. I wonder if it's a trap. I'm just going to save that Nitra. We'll use it later. I could use it now, don't get me wrong, but we didn't really have enough gold to sustain it. I think we're also going to have extra Nitra because we have the mining perk. Okay, one way or another, Zippy Beam Boy actually is kind of the run I was hoping to do with this one. I think it goes back to, once again, wanting to be able to start, pick my weapon at the start. It's that I wanted this to be Zippy Beam Boy from the get-go. Loosen bolts on this gun. Okay, this is something I was going to go back to. One issue that I have with roguelikes in general is that the bigger and fuller your pool is of potential upgrades, weapons, everything, the more likely you are to never get the things that you actually want, or even anything interesting, because after a certain point, the greater your variety, the greater your, I don't want to say your homogeneousness, it's actually the opposite. You kind of want a somewhat homogeneous run if you're aiming for a specific build. So if you're going for like damage ups and you want to go for like a big punch build, one way or another, you know, you want to have a lot of damage ups in the pool. Wait, I should be mining these out. Loot bugs are built different. I would be so slow if I picked that one up. That Ring of Fire belt is so bad. Is it bad? I have no idea if it's bad or not. Like every 30 seconds you do a puff of fire. I don't even know if it's good. I wish this had some level of pool management, either before a run even starts, or let's see, before a run even starts, or during a run. You know, skips, banishes, that kind of jazz. Those go so far at making RNG feel less painful or frustrating. So what game was it? Synthetic. Synthetic, if I remember right, gave you kind of unlock tokens that would specifically let you bias the RNG in favor of like one weapon or an upgrade or an item, and also bias it against some. And then you could also start with maybe not any weapon you wanted. You'd start with a sidearm. Okay. I'm curious to see how the shard diffractor shakes out as far as what is he doing? All right. We've already got all the pocket blooms we could possibly want here, so we don't need to care about it. Yeah, the beam slowing enemies down actually works really well with my movement speed buff. Because it means I can really lock my enemies down while I run around grabbing everything on the level. The only problem is we have minimal stopping power at the moment. Like no knockback, and the shard diffractor doesn't do enough damage yet. Go for the plasma beam. And so that does put it in a bit of a pickle. Ooh, magnet. We don't have the means of destroying our enemies quite as effectively as many other runs that I've done over the years. We can destroy whole swaths of them, but maybe not the most reliably. I'm just going to try and point that beam down center of mass. Hopefully. What I was going to say, though, is I sincerely wish that this had some level of skips and banishes. Status effect damage, for example. I don't do status effect damage. Technically, plasma is a elemental type, which I think gets conflated, which is why status effect damage is added to the pool. Same thing with cold, but neither of them actually do a status effect proc. That's just mean. Okay. Let's see, increase all plasma damage. I would, but we only have 2 plasma guns. Okay, boss is almost down. We're cooking him pretty good. Unfortunately, most of our upgrades have been green so far. Okay, boss is dead. Luckily, we got some red sugar here and the magnet. So we can shock enemies now. Give me that reload speed. Give me some more reload speed. Give me some movement speed. Let's see. Beam range? Yes. Cryo cannon. Lifetime or so cold it burns. See, now it's like, oh, maybe I do go for the status effect damage. Okay, I'm gonna go hang out here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're doing a whole lot. I'm seeing 3 damage on that beam. On the plus side, we have a silly amount of nitro, so if I can actually do something with this. Let's see. Do we call that good enough? I think so. I could roll down more, but we've got 2 more levels, and we're in a good spot. I'm very fast. Move speed, 40%. Yeah, this is one of the zippiest dwarves I've managed to cook together. I think we have 2 legendary speed upgrades. Yeah, the big thing I really want for this run is a ton of beam range, because that makes both of the plasma weapons pop off in a really big way, because it makes those beams cover so much distance and hit so many more enemies. You know, the flamethrower, the extra beam range is nice, and what the hell am I supposed to do about any of this? I mean, I guess that works. There we go. And sometimes it's meaningless. Sometimes I'm getting mired in my own or mired in a hole and I can't do anything about it, but it's kind of fine. Oh, this is a bunch of resources. The big one here is... Okay, it's stuck again. Kind of trying... Oh, I guess the one benefit of that fire the ring is it does have hefty knockback. Go for the experience gain? No. We really don't need that reload speed. Yeah, 20% experience gain functionally at this stage in the game. Ow. Is kind of a wash. You know, it might mean I get an extra level, which I guess makes it worth it in and of itself. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. Bosses are here already. Sucks a little bit. I was hoping I'd be fast enough that we wouldn't have to worry about this. Buff the plasma damage? Yeah. Go for that mining speed. I hit the brakes pretty hard. Let's see. Now this is not where I want to be. Oh, this very much is not where I want to be. Okay, let's grab some health. Zip through. We've got plenty of red sugar. I almost kind of wish I had picked up the bonus HP on red sugar pickup. Because turns out we have a lot on this map. Okay, where I'm at resource-wise. Shy a little bit on the nitra. Ah, there it is. I think... What is this run missing? What's my crit chance? 44%. Do I have the crit goggles? I do not. So the crit goggles would actually be an easy major upgrade for this run. We've already got almost all the crit chance we could possibly need for it. Can't tell you if there's actually anything meaningful over there. Okay. Beam range, thank you very much. I feel like the lightning, the chain lightning, should almost scale off of beam range as well. And maybe that's my problem with the status effects, that a lot of them don't scale in an interesting fashion. And I almost kind of wish that there were bonus synergies to status effects. Yeah, I think that's actually exactly it. My issue with the status effects is that they only scale off of status effect damage as a core upgrade. There's no other way to make them interesting. I would actually make it so they're affected by fire rate for fire. You know, make the lock the tick rate or have the tick rate upgradable. Or have the tick rate be upgradable. For lightning, have the quantity of lightning, like chains, be something you can increase, both like the quantity and length of them, and tie that to range. Let's see. Well, I wanted to get that loot bug, but my character did not want to turn to hit it. Okay, and I think we've killed one of the two bosses, which is good because this is starting to get kind of hairy for me. What the hell? Okay. Just gonna try and scoot for the gap. Don't die. This is why I wish I had a A banish. Legendary upgrade on reload speed on the shard diffractor is so useless. And like I want it. Because I want to max out the gun. Okay. Do you want to shock enemies? Sure. Oh, I should probably go for that health upgrade. You go for the reload speed? Sure. It doesn't help the shard diffractor, but it helps all the other guns. Now, if I could have the shard diffractor overflow so it's actually triggering twice, I'd be super down. But yeah, if status effects actually scaled as well as every other weapon in the game, or as like base weapon damage, I think I'd be more interested in it. As it stands, status damage doesn't help much. It doesn't do anything. Now, of course, if going for status effect damage was rare, make it something like the damage up. Maybe make it so it's 10%, but it buffs status, like all statuses. So it's like rare and weak, but it buffs all status. Some kind of Omni upgrade situation instead. I could see that being really good. Okay. Got that done. Here's the problem. I am cornered. At least I mine very quickly. So it's not super bad. But still. Also, I'm level 54, which is wild to me. We also haven't maxed out any of my weapons, which is bad. Wait that for a second. Is there anything cool back there? I have no idea. Unfortunately, there's so many enemies that it's becoming slightly difficult for me to get in here. Let's see, lifetime of lasting weapons. You know, I'm gonna go for it. It makes this thing amazing. It's part of the reason why I think I'd rather get that as my second weapon. This shard diffractor is really fun. From a visual level. You know, fire rate's nice, but this way, I guess I only have a 76% chance to crit. Yeah, I still wish I had those goggles over the nitro crit, but it's fine. Alright, let's keep looking around, but I think the linked plasma beams do more damage. I can't actually tell if we're really zapping much of anything here. You know, supposedly we were going to be doing electric damage. But if we are, I'm not really seeing it. Oh well. Let's see. 3 levels to max this gun out, 6 for this one. Oh. I don't like my odds. Especially with how RNG has been treating me so far today. It's been kind of a rude day. Okay. Extra damage? Sure. I want to see what its max level is, at the very least. And we are doing a decent chunk of damage. Like, credit where credit is due, this is starting to rip. Problem is, there's no safe way for me to get all of this experience. That's So I was kind of hoping luck would determine quantity of magnets as well. Also, that cryobeam, shockingly good. Okay, dive through the heart of it. Paint job, I'll take it. Even more beams. I give up. Just as the run gets good, so many of my issues are because there are 3 weapon slots, or there aren't 3 weapon slots, and yeah, and you can't choose your starting one. You know, we only just maxed it out. That shard diffractor final upgrade triples its damage output, and it was too late. I was surrounded, there was no way out. I'm a little steamed. I think it was a fine run. I think I had a lot of fun with it. But it's one of those where, like, the staunch refusal to offer anything but good Thunderhead autocannon upgrades. Yeah, I mean, so much of that is just RNG, but some amount of it is just like, but this could be better. And it's actually going to make me a little bit steamed. I think I'll cool off by later runs. I think it's mostly just a, like, come on, man. Come on. I know this is kind of like a design oversight that will probably be fixed, but I'm a little shocked that there was nothing, like, put into it. But yeah, being able to banish status effect damage, being able to freaking banish any upgrade related to the Thunderhead autocannon, for example, would be incredible. And there's a lot of other things too, but for now at least, I'm gonna go cool off with a walk. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.